Hi there, and welcome back to History of Fleetwood Mac. I'm Anita. Today we're going to start volume 16 with episode 1 of my Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac scrapbooks, and we are starting with Trouble in Shangri-La. I like to preface this video with this wonderful poster that I got, which I just noticed has a little mark on it right across her face, because, of course. This came out, and as I understand it, this was a promotional item only given exclusively to Barnes & Noble, if memory serves me correct. I don't bank on that. It says nothing on there about Barnes & Noble only, and it doesn't say promotional only either. But as I understand it, was the only place. It is a wonderful, amazing poster, and it was on eBay pretty much right just before Trouble in Shangri-La came out, or right during the time. And I begged, you've heard these stories before, I begged my mom to please get this for me and let me pay her back, or just get it for me, whatever. She probably just got it for me. But the idea was to pay her back. And it arrived. She got it for me. She agreed. And it came in a really nice tube. And there had to have been a track tire on that tube about this thick, about this wide, I should say, just right across the tube. All I can figure is a plain tire, like the front plain tire, had to have just rolled over that bad boy. So it's really hard to see here, but, well, and I can't see it right now. Unfortunately, you can kind of make out that little mark here, which thankfully doesn't show up, too bad. But I had to put it on like a board, like have it, I forget what this is called, poster boarded or something like that, to get the creases out. Oh, it's right here. All going up here, which again, you can't really see, but I can. And yeah, so that was fun. That was fun getting that. That was the first. I've never seen a tire mark like that. A car doesn't have a tire mark that wide. But, I still have this wonderful poster, and it will be in the background as I go over Trouble in Shangri-La. So I just thought I'd share that with you, that funny part. Again, some early pages that I had done. This, I believe, was a postcard. It is a postcard. I think it was sold on the tour. This was a sticker. This, of course, drawn by Sarah McLaughlin, if I'm not mistaken. And is it a little tattoo? It was supposed to be a little tattoo, which is really cute. Some passes. I got some really nice passes from around that time. This was cut out of a magazine pertaining to Stevie Nicks. When she was talking about it, she had kind of like a poster, kind of that size. I have a couple posters this size. The big large ones, like they used to put in like Tower Records, are about the size. They're a little bit larger, I think, or record stores in general. I have one for Lindsay. I have one for Fleetwood Mac, and I have one for Stevie 24 karat gold, which when you see that one, it's gorgeous. But there's these monsters, like 3 foot by 3 foot posters. And I think that's what's here in this picture. Again, cut out from the not Vogue. Is it Vogue? No. Is it Vogue? No, it's not Vogue. What magazine did that come out? It has Princess Diana on the cover. But boy, when this picture came out, that article came out, well, first of all, when that magazine came out, it was a win-win, because it was super sad to see the whole thing on Princess Diana, but then this article that was inside was just everything. Just such a beautiful photo and photo session, great article with her. Why can I not think of the magazine? I don't think it's Vogue, but I just can't place it right now. It's right on, it's like one of those one name magazines. Anyway, there's that. Then on the back, I have a lot more of these to come, and I kind of didn't want to show this one without showing you all the rest. But this is a photo by Dean. Let's just forget his last name. Dean Carr. Terrible. Who did the video for Stevie for Every Day. And his pictures are so truly remarkable. I am so blessed to have some originals. This is an original. And you'll see later, I'll have a whole slew of them, some proof sheets and such from the video. Super nice guy. Can't go find him, buy from him. He always has stuff for sale. You too could have one of these, because they are. I mean, just look at that close up. Look at that picture. It's not just breathtaking in how it kind of fades, kind of softens here at the bottom. Love these pictures. So this is one of them. Now these all should be hung. I mean, this is a really nice print, but it's got to fit in here. I have so much. I'm trying to figure out how to do a video on my posters, which I really scaled down. But I was just in my storage unit the other day, and I'm like, Jesus, I still have so many. I mean, I'm not mad, but I don't have the room anymore, and I'm never going to. And so, I really prefer anymore when my photos can fit into my scrapbook because I enjoy them. I peruse them all the time. I'm showing them to you guys. But, a lot of stuff I have, like I'm just looking at a pile that I brought home the other day. They are heavy as hell, but they're nicely framed. Somebody gave me a whole bunch of museum quality frames in glass. And they had taken the artwork out. They wanted to have it redone or something like that. And they're like, hey, you want some frames for your Stevie stuff? And I'm like, yeah. But even now, I have to get rid of them because they are so heavy. And the paper is torn off the back. He said I could go back and have that done. Like they'd re-put that, kind of like paper bag kind of paper on the back. But it's too much work. So it has to be this size. There's a couple posters I'll never get rid of. Obviously this and some others, but that I'll make room to have up. But you know what I'm saying? There's just too many. So there's that. A fabulous and hard to find ad that came out of Stevie for Planets of the Universe, talking about where it was getting airplay on the radio. There's another one from Trouble in Shangri-La. I'm pretty sure there's always this one that I'm like, it's elusive. It always hides from me. I can never find it. Or when I do, they want a lot of money for it, which I don't blame them. But it's an ad. It's not a print. It's not a and but I want to say it's from Trouble in Shangri-La. And then there's a little part here with a cute little picture of Stevie, which is kind of a unique photo. Mid-conversation. But that little excerpt right there says, while fans of Stevie Nicks eagerly await her new solo album, her mother continues to enjoy demos of various songs from the upcoming CD. What she does is send me demo tapes, said Valley resident Barbara Nicks. She's written some wonderful new songs. I play them over and over. The former Fleetwood Mac vocalist who lives in LA and here in the Valley is producing the album in Atlanta. Singer Sheryl Crow is producing the project with Nicks to help capture an accurate picture of the singer. What else does it say here? When she does go into the studio, there's always a male producer that wants to make her into something that is maybe not as intimate as what she sees her music as being, Crow said in a recent interview with Woodstock, I don't know if they mean that, .com. The album is expected out this fall. So that was a little preview prior to the album coming out. This was yet another example, and I brought this up in a video not too long ago where they were talking about Stevie's influence in fashion. And again, there was a lot of that in different magazines. And I think this is with who in particular, staples of ruffled skirts and outsized coats, staples of Nicks's witchy wardrobe popping up at Oscar de la Renta, Jill Stewart, and Bob Mackie. Also getting their Nicks fix were Douglas Hannant and Vivian Tam, who both showed dolman sleeve tops. Even Betsy Johnson, whose collections often feature outrageous studs better suited for Cyndi Lauper ilk, opened her show with Nicks's 1983 hit smash Stand Back. The show is very personal. So again, it just goes on and on about that. So it's pretty cool. This was a little promo from a trade magazine about Trouble in Shangri-La coming out and being played again in radio, how Planets of the Universe is doing. Excuse me for one second. Gypsy, come here. She has been wanting to be in a video for a while. She got a little haircut because we just went in to have our picture with Santa recently. And I asked them to trim her down, but not shave her down. And yeah, she's so cute though. Say hi. It's rainy. It's kind of a little stormy outside, so she doesn't know what to make of it. But she's been around with me all through the studio and all getting everything ready, and she's listening right here. And you probably couldn't hear that because her butt was probably covering the mic. I apologize. I'm not starting the video over. Moving on. This is when Stevie was in concert in 2001. It was really cool. These were, the magazines which I've shown in the past that had come out with, I think Shoreline Amphitheater had them. A lot of places do. But Stevie was on the cover of this one. And it was funny because there were two covers, and it was really cool finding the Stevie one. A nice live shot of Stevie. And then this was the stuff that was inside that magazine. Again, another nice little outtake from If You Ever Did Leave, I'm pretty sure. And then this was from, I'm going to say like Q magazine or one of the UK magazines, just because of how they have the little rating here that kind of looks like their thing. What is it? It's Q and what's the other one? Mojo? Maybe Mojo. And nothing, just reviews. This was a cool article. I say that a lot. From a obscure magazine called Nylon Magazine. And it's really neat that they put this in there. I have this as a poster, and this is by Bob Massey, Masse. And I got to meet him. Nice guy. And I have a couple things signed by him as well as the posters, but a couple like little, almost like handbills. They're not business cards, but they're not posters. They're just kind of like, the handbill size. This was a big deal when it came out too. But it's really neat to include it in this article with her. Nylon was a really great magazine. It was kind of like fashion, entertainment and stuff, and mostly just kind of stayed in those genres. And but it was a really nice article on her, and it's kind of a hard magazine to find. If you're a completist and you want stuff like that, I would definitely seek it out. But it's not like you're, if you don't have this poster, that might be a fun thing to find, because at least you can have it in this kind of size. And then up next was a magazine from, I think this one was from Barnes & Noble as well. Pretty sure it was a magazine from Barnes & Noble with this article in it. Now, the picture, when we talk about pictures that come out and we have to take a drink every time we see them, it's going to be this one. You see that picture a lot. It was used over and over and over again. Lovely picture, though. Very, very pretty picture of her. They all are, right? But it's just funny when they just get stuck on one picture and just use it over and over and over again. It's like, 50 other people are doing articles on something. You'd think you'd be like, oh, no, if we have like 5 to pick from, let's pick an obscure one. But I think I showed in my tour books and press kits that there is a press kit that came out for Trouble in Shangri-La, and I'm 99% sure this is the photo. That's the little negative. So that's probably all the people had. Pardon me. Then I think we're going to wrap up this video with, these are just kind of little out parts. This was, again, from the Date Book magazine, which is not a magazine. It was the paper supplement for the San Francisco Chronicle. And you've seen 1,000 of these things. If they're on pink paper, that's probably where they came from. And every time, she'd come out in concert, I would go right to that magazine or that insert every time and try and find the ad to cut out. So I probably have 100 of these. And I do remember, my God, first of all, I went to both shows, Shoreline and we'll talk about that later, and Concord. And I remember I definitely went, I'm confident that I went to Santa Cruz, which I lived in San Francisco at the time in 2001. And I went to Santa Cruz, which is from where I live, probably about an hour, to go to a little bit more of an obscure record store. I think it was like Warehouse Records or something, but wasn't something somebody went to a lot. And it was a smaller town, and tried to get tickets. And I do believe I got really good tickets, and so it was well worth it. But again, we'll talk about those shows at another time. And I think I have some photos later that I think I do. I'm not 100% sure. And then last, this was from Pulse magazine, which was the Tower Records magazine, which has been brought up several times. This was actually in the wrong place. This is one of my first pages as well. And this piece goes with the an article I showed Stevie performing at in, I think it was 98. I think this is for Enchanted. So I have it in the wrong place. But there was the article, and I should have saved it for when I brought the ticket out and talked about the show. Maybe I'll pull this back out and kind of be reminded. August 14th, 2001. It looks like it says, 10 minutes into her Saturday night concert, Stevie Nicks began to wax nostalgic. This is where it all began for me right here in San Jose, she said, while the crowd at Mountain View's Shoreline Amphitheater cheered. And then it goes on to say, no one but you guys will understand what I'm talking about when I tell you what I'm talking about. I think I brought this up before. This one says it's from 2001. Did I put this article in the wrong place earlier? or was somebody just making fun of her? Because that's when she did After the Glitter Fades, Garbo, and Rose Garden. I swear that was for. Uh-oh. No, Courtney Love and no. Yep, it is. Shit. Oh, Anita, these early pages. See, I have the date written on this one, but it's clearly enchanted, and I've read it before. For shame. For shame. I really, somebody needs to help me when I get up in there. Well, that was yesterday. And go through, I really need to just clear out these. I mean, some of these pages I kind of want to like pull apart and redo and just, give away the alternate articles and, I have so many things that are duplicate in the books. And yeah. Anyway, that was a nice picture, right? This one here is great. So that was the note I'll end on. We will continue with Trouble in Shangri-La. I think this one is going to take probably about, 2001, I should say. Should take about 4 or 5 more videos. Kind of hard to say, but we got some more content coming and some really great, more pictures from Dean Carr, some events that I went to in 2001, so all sorts of stuff. So come back and see me. Thank you for joining me, and everybody have a great night. Bye.